The story of Oscarville, Georgia, is a tragic history of a prosperous black community that was subjected to a violent racial cleansing in 1912, leading to the forced expulsion of all black residents from Forsyth County. The remnants of the town were later deliberately flooded in the 1950s during the creation of the man-made Lake Lanier. The thriving community of Oscarville, founded in the late 1800s during the Reconstruction era, Oscarville was a self-sustaining and thriving agricultural community where many black families, some only one generation removed from slavery, owned land and businesses. The community of approximately 1,100 black residents included skilled craftsmen, farmers, teachers, and professionals. Residents had their own schools and churches, which served as central community hubs. They were particularly noted for their skill in raising poultry, a trade that some fleeing residents would later take to nearby Gainesville, helping grow that city's poultry industry. The 1912 racial cleansing. In September 1912, following the alleged assault of two white women, one of whom was 18-year-old May Crow, violence and racial terror erupted across Forsyth County. Three black men, Ernest Knox, 16, Oscar Daniel, 18, and Rob Edwards, 24, were arrested in connection with Crow's death, despite little evidence. A white mob numbering in the thousands stormed the local jail, dragged out Rob Edwards, beat him, and lynched him in the town square. Knox and Daniel were quickly tried by all-white juries, convicted, and sentenced to death by hanging, which drew crowds of approximately 8,000 spectators. Following these events, groups of white individuals known as Night Riders launched a campaign of terror, burning black homes, churches, and businesses to force the remaining black residents to leave. Within weeks, nearly all 1,100 black residents of Forsyth County had been driven out, often forced to sell their land for far below its value or abandon it entirely. The drowning of the town. Decades later, in the late 1940s and early 1950s, the U.S. government used eminent domain to acquire 56,000 acres of private land in the area to build the Buford Dam and create the massive reservoir, Lake Lanier, to provide water to the growing city of Atlanta. The remnants of Oscarville were among the properties and land, including cemeteries, that were submerged by the lake's waters. Today, the lake is associated with local legends of being haunted by the souls of those who died during the racial violence and the unmarked graves beneath its surface, a history that has inspired books, movies, and documentaries. The Atlanta History Center has initiatives to document the history and collect the stories of descendants of the displaced families.